What is going on, everyone? I know I have surprised a lot of you even by being here on a video this soon, but I have defied all odds and today is the day that we start off our journey in the Championship with Southend United. As you all know, as you would have tuned in last time, we did seal promotion. I think it was against Blackpool if I can remember, but I'm not 100% sure. And here we are. It's been, what, maybe 1-2 weeks perhaps since the last video came out. So I'm pretty fresh into what we're doing. I can't really think of any players that I want to buy off the top of my head. And I can't even remember how much money we've got. I think we looked at it. Okay, 7 million, a 10,000 transfer budget, which really is pretty poor once again for where we're at in the whole entire football league, which is the Championship. But all we can do is try our best, I guess. Regardless of the amount of time that we haven't spent playing this career, I do remember the priority, and it has always been to concentrate on the youth, the youngsters of the team. And you can see before we even do our first training session here, the importance of that. We brought up Bailey. He's turned into our best player as a 72. He's probably one of the only players in our team which is actually just about good enough to play at this Championship level. Smith Rowe too, we purchased him last year. He's developing nicely. Yearwood, and then Lewis in goal. I think he's about 16. I was waiting on him for absolutely ages, and he's practically nearly our best keeper already. We're back to the good old list of players that I've tried to approach over the years, and I know my approach hasn't been very good. I've always gone for these guys, but FIFA have actually kind of figured it out, and all of these players never really do want to move to small teams. Now I'm in the Championship. I'm hoping I've got a little bit more of a chance, but again, I'm still not holding on to much hope. I am thinking though, up the top, if I can find him, Ricky Puig. I know, or Puig, I think that's what it is. I know that he can be around an 87 eventually by the time his potential fulfills, and he used to have a buyout clause. I'm hoping he does, but I'm going to try and approach to buy him now, and I'll see what happens. We're about to offer 2 million. I'm pretty sure that the fact that nothing's popped up, that he actually doesn't have a buyout clause at all, which is rather annoying, but as expected, they'll probably reject this clearly. And no. Okay, so they've wasted that trip. I guess his buyout clause has gone. He must have re-signed a new deal. It's not great, but that would have been an amazing player to get. But we move on. We do actually seem to be scouting quite a few players at the moment. I just need to catch up because I honestly cannot remember. But we're scouting a few players, Reece Nelson, Callum Hudson-Odoi. So potentially some of them could be a possibility to move into the club. I'm going to actually look at some loan players from the Premiership if I can find it. There it is. And if there's anyone good, Wan-Bissaka could be good. 9 million to buy, but a loan deal would definitely be a good idea. I can't actually remember who we've got at fullback at the moment. Just going through this list quickly. Dean Garner, he could be quite good maybe. Everyone else I'm not too sure about. Oh, Reece Nelson's on it. Okay, so straight away we'll actually go for him. And Tammy Abraham. Tammy Abraham, and then there's Timmy Abraham. Don't know if there's any relation there. But yeah, I guess, okay. If those two are on the loan list, we will go straight away for Reece Nelson and Callum Hudson-Odoi. They could be two amazing additions to the team. I think actually this is honestly one of the first times that these players are actually available for us to loan. Usually I think it's always just been us going to approach the players and then they've just turned us down. But I think the fact that they have got them up for loan, they obviously would like to, you know, kind of come my way. If we counter that just for the moment, we want to pay like 45%. That's a decent amount, especially if we can get him on a 2-year loan. And there we go. We'll obviously have to leave it a couple of days and see what happens. But now we'll quickly move on to Reece Nelson. I probably won't show you guys, but I'll let you know what happens. Alright, we're just concluding this final stage. We've managed to get it down to 50-50. He's only on 9,000 a week, so that is not too bad. If we do manage to get both of these players now, it could be an interesting dynamic because we'll have them both for 2 years. And as you know, we do already have some good wingers. So you're probably thinking, why have I gone for it? Well, Ethan Bailey has been attracting a lot of interest. It may not be a popular decision with you guys, but potentially, if a big offer comes in, I could sell him to maybe fund the rebuild of the rest of the squad. I think for that one reason, it could be worth it, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens. As usual, another great opportunity for us to get that little bit more transfer budget. Not much though, as you can see, 2 million. Yeah, pre-season tournaments, we're always just going to pick the one which has the most amount of funds. We'll roll with that. I don't know if I'm actually going to even play any of those games. I would quite like to get onto the league campaign as quick as possible. John White has left. That should clear up a bit of wage budget. Let's see how much we've got. 10,000. He must have actually been on a reasonable amount. Okay, and that extra transfer budget, I was surprised, but turned out it's because we did well last season. So the board is actually investing in us for probably, what, the first time in this whole entire career. And also, just above, I've just seen the most fantastic bit of news. Reece Nelson has joined us on loan for 2 whole seasons, which is insane. Potentially, for the whole time I'm going to be playing this career on FIFA 19, we may still have him, depending on how much I play. Hopefully I'll get well past that and we can sign him later on. He's a 69 actually, so he is actually worse than Bailey and Smith Rowe. As we know though, he has got tons of potential and he can probably play other positions. No, he can't, but yeah, it is a good signing anyway. Obviously, Ethan Bailey has got potential. Smith Rowe, potential too, so it's looking good. Magical things appear to be happening. We have loaned Callum Hudson-Odoi into the club as well. I'm really surprised. I thought they were going to turn us down again, but I guess it is because they were on the loan list for once that it kind of opened up. Luckily enough for us, Hudson-Odoi can play as a central attacking midfielder, so we are just going to chuck him into the midfield there. We'll probably move that position forward a little bit, and he can go there. The team's starting to look a little bit more tasty. They have a lot of potential. In terms of the rest of the team though, I guess our goalkeeper's coming up. We probably need a brand new centre-back. We could spend some of our money on that. Potentially another striker as well, because we are lacking. To be fair, we are kind of short in our whole entire team, so we do need to make a couple of transfers. It's about time for that first game of the season, and the amazingly named Excelsior. We've got a game against them. I'm pretty sure they're from the Dutch league, the Eredivisie, so yeah, we should be able to get a decent result. They're probably a comparative level to us. We've taken the lead. It's a 45th minute now, in case you can't see behind my webcam. That's the most likely thing. We'll skip it now in the 65th minute, and we end up winning 2-0. So, a decent start to the season. We've started this game off, again, Groningen. Pretty sure they're in the Dutch league, so this time we'll just get to half time. We're currently in the 35th minute now. Approaching that, we've skipped that, and we did lose. Okay, we may well need to play this last match. I'm not going to lie, I looked to see how many players were transfer listed in the Prem, and it was practically nothing. So instead I thought I'd take the tactic of going for players with release clauses. If players have renewed contracts, they've forgotten to take out the release clause or something like that, we could potentially snipe their players relatively cheap as long as they want to join the club, and we can end up with some really good players for maybe like £1 million each, so we could end up getting a couple. I did that for the Premiership and also the Bundesliga, and I've got a decent set of players. I think I need to do a bit more research myself, but then we'll obviously be able to make some moves. Not gonna lie, these guys for Bissek, they really do drive a tough bargain. They wanted 650, I said 610, then they wanted 630, but still, that is a decent amount. With some training, he obviously can get a lot better. I'm pretty sure he's going to come in at like low 60s, maybe around 64, but still, that isn't too bad. And I think that will, in terms of transfers at least, leave us with enough money to go in for Zagadou. I'm not just going to go for the buyout clause. If I can get for like 3.7 million, it can all make a big difference. Okay, I'm actually really surprised about that. You don't know how much money it was, but we bid 3.7 million for Zagadou. They wanted like 10% sell on, and obviously I didn't want to do that. So instead I took it down to 3.5, and they actually seemed to be happy with that. This is going to be incredibly close on wages because I think he was on about 15,000. This is even if he wants to join the club. But we could be in a decent position here. We may well be able to sign all three of these players, and I think so far that's a success. Okay, we did get Elvis, but this is the issue right here. We may have a slight problem when it comes to the fact that he's going to cost 630,000 for Bissek, this last guy here, which leaves us with £930 on a wage budget, which, not going to lie, I don't think it's going to be enough. I may well have to play this game. We might actually get a bit of money if we can get through this match, and that might just push us over the edge, and then we might be able to get Bissek from that. It's going to be close, but I think we're going to have to do it. I think this game is just enough before he's going to get annoyed at us for not offering him a contract, and it is. So actually we can quickly hop into this team selection situation here to hopefully see these players being very good. And Elvis is a 66, Zagadou a 71. That is indeed what we wanted to see right there. So he can go straight into the team. That is a massive improvement there. That's like an improvement of 6 or 7, so that is good. And then also Elvis, the centre back, he can probably go on the bench to maybe start off with. He's 6 foot, which is really good for us. We've got Harris there. Could actually swap out Demetria maybe. Demetria can sit on the bench for this moment in time. And actually, he could just go straight in at left back. We won't straight away, but we will probably play him in this match coming up. So we'll jump into that team selection now, I guess. It is going to be a very brief team selection as well. McLaughlin has come in on the left. Elvis has come in at left back. And we've also got Theo Robinson in attack. Apart from that, that is about it. And we may as well just cut straight to these highlights. Just to clarify, for highlights' sake, that is their first shot of the game. And their first goal. Turn pass. That is a lovely bit of play through there, and Hudson-Odoi, I think that's his first goal for the club as well. That was almost too easy, but an immediate response, literally within like 2 minutes.
Only partially away from danger. All about picking the right pass.
Oh, straight in the box. Come on, Zagadou. Come on. Oh, okay, off the post. We live to fight another day. The question is, can we get on the counter now and punish them for missing that chance? McLaughlin. Robinson through the gap with a finesse. And yes, we have. In off the inside of the post. Consider yourselves punished. Yearwood with the shot. Oh, the back of the net. 3-1 in the first half. I'm liking the new dynamic of this team. It's going well so far. I also decided to take off Yearwood, brought on Ben Coke, which actually meant that good old Elvis can move into midfield, which is actually a nice bit of flexibility. I like that. I like the fact that we can do that with our players. Hopefully as well, he'll actually be able to have more of an impact on the game, because so far he's been solid, but we haven't been able to see him flourish as of yet, as they also happen to smash one top bins into the back of the net. Okay, let's get that out wide. As long as we've got the ball, realistically, we're not going to lose, are we? And that is a delightful ball through there to McLaughlin. He's actually going to run out of stamina, so we're not going to get there. But still, there, that should be a goal. Easy enough for Hyam. The 2-goal cushion is back, and I'm pretty certain with this goal, we will be going through to the next round. Robinson, we have a man beaming through the middle. It's Bailey. I did bring him on in case any of you are wondering. Harris, probably the turn of finesse again. We'll try it. Maybe that is not the tactic, but it doesn't matter anyway. The first game that we've played today, the first game we played in a long time, with our brand new players as well. Not too bad. I'm pretty sure too. We are through to the next round, so it's positives all round, really. As I was saying, I'm not sure 100% where I've carried on from, but the transfer budget that we got from that, the 484,000, was enough to get our player in. And I've actually got an email. It looks like we've signed one of the targets for the season. I don't actually know what it was. Something to do with the youth academy. I believe it was signing players. Sign at least 2 players who are younger than 20 years old with potential greater than the average overall rating of the players in the squad. Well, that's pretty easy when your average rating in the squad is literally mid-60s. So I wouldn't say that's much of an achievement, but we have got it anyway. And this is the moment of truth. I'm going to say he's around a 63. If he's any higher, that is good. 64, it's not the end of the world. We're going to be able to train him up. What is he? He's like 18. He's 18 years old, so that is basically nothing. And one of the actual main things I was going to say, these guys, they are big. 6'5". Bisek is 6'4". I don't know how tall Elvis is. He's 6 foot. Obviously, the guys further forward are a bit smaller, but that doesn't actually matter. Our defence all of a sudden looks considerably stronger. Our team looks a lot better. I will put these players in to our training sessions as well to train them up a bit. We've still got Harris in goal. I think it may be Harris as well in goal, who's well on his way. Nope, Lewis, if I can get that right. He's well on his way. So, yeah, I'll probably remove maybe one for Bailey. He seems to be developing quite nicely on his own. And maybe also one for Lewis. And just swap him around with some of the new guys. I was wondering whether or not to actually play this match. Obviously, it's a cup game. I did say I want to get through to the start of the season. And I'm pretty sure today we will do. But that will be for kind of the start of the next episode. I was hoping we'd win this game. I'm not actually going to play any more today. I don't think, at least, because we have done a lot of transfer business. If I look now, I've been recording for already around 50 minutes. In the video, it's going to be cut down massively, but still, we're not going to go for a video probably longer than like 15 minutes. I'm going to go for around that point, and I'm pretty sure with the amount of stuff that's happened, we're going to hit that point. And by the looks of it, yes, we are out. We lost 4-3 on penalties. It's not the end of the world. We should still get a little bit of extra money, which again, doesn't really matter too much now because we have absolutely run our money out to the max. Nketiah has had an offer in of 1.65 million. If we had that, potentially we could go for him, but we don't need him. 700,000 more in the bank. Let's take a look at that. That literally gives us 748,000 in the bank. We're just going to go some days, do a couple of training sessions before we get to just before the first game of the season, and then we'll probably end it there. I think that's enough of me rambling on for the moment in time. We are going to cut it here. This is the end of the episode. I hope you did all enjoy very much. We've got 2 days before Sheffield United. I feel pretty happy with what we've done in terms of transfer business. We've still got 900,000, 6k wage budget. So we could still bring 1 or 2 players in if they're cheap enough, if they fit the criteria. There is the team, as I've seen. Potentially another striker, maybe a left back. Let me know down below in the comment section. I do appreciate it. I read every comment that I get. It may not be that many, but I always read them and hopefully respond as well. Let me know who you think I should get. It'll be interesting to see if there's anyone that you think I've missed out. Also, tell me what you think about the players I've signed. It was kind of random today. I just did a quick bit of searching, saw what I could get, and they seem to have good potential. So let me know down below what you think. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you drop a like on the video as well. Then I know that you do actually enjoy the stuff that I'm making. I'll be back soon with another episode of this. Hopefully some more diverse content as well. And yeah, I will see you all on the next video.